days feel lazy, which days it may be. I've been slacking off. Days feel like daydreams, why my memory hazy? Where'd it go so wrong? When you ask how I've been doing, I think I'd really rather say I've been feeling fine. It's easier to say that I'm alright.
Hello everybody, it is me, Artsume, and you'll have to forgive me for being very oily and stinky because we have just been on a literal whirlwind making our way to Oslo, Norway. Super exciting, and it's just so good to have arrived and be here and be able to just breathe and relax now and just kind of see what there is to see around this very cool space. First, I'm gonna go ahead and give you all a tour of our very, very vintage Airbnb. So I'll show you guys around to see what this whole space is like. It has a lot of like very artsy aesthetic. Like I mentioned before, it's just really kind of vintage, which is why I thought made this place like really cool. Got some nice bird accessories to the chandelier. And this is our little area, our little dining area. Very nice, kind of like hardwood. The floors are wooden too. It's like a soft wood, so really nice. A seating area, of course. We've got some couches and some really beautiful, there I am. I love plants, so of course having plants around here is always nice. Aesthetic. A TV, of course. Would love to try to figure out how to see some local programming. Be funny to watch whatever Norwegians watch, which I'm sure isn't that much different from what we watch. And then we have here a very beautiful fireplace. We do have logs. But personally speaking, I don't want to take a chance with that. So there's the chandelier. Very beautiful. And then there we go. So there's our light. So it is going to be very, very cozy once it gets sundown. But honestly, I don't even know when it's going to get sundown. I think it's going to be sun up for a pretty long time. So here is the very beautiful kitchen. Yeah, it's just like so cozy. It's so small and cozy. Like, I don't know, if this makes it look bigger than what it is, it's definitely not that big. It's a pretty small, cute space. And then what we need to do is we open out to this space. And we have like a little courtyard. And oh my gosh, it's just like the coolest area with like other people's balconies. We have a balcony too. Definitely want to sit out there and chillax. But it's just like so freaking crazy that we're here. It's 7 p.m. right now. And I believe it's probably not going to get dark until like, gosh, I don't know, like 9 or 10. So it's a tight squeeze. You basically have to squeeze through here to get outside. So, I mean, obviously you only have so much space to take advantage of. I'm pretty sure this is how they designed it from the beginning. So that is a little bit of the Airbnb. Like I mentioned before, I thought it'd be really cool to kind of have a space that is rooted in what it would feel like living in Oslo, like authentically, locally and whatnot. I wouldn't quite say like culture shock completely, but it definitely is not as modern of a space as I thought it was going to be, which I think is totally fine. But it's been pretty cozy vibes, I would say so far. But other than that, we left out of our local airport about 6 p.m. Moving forward in time, by the time we departed from the international airport, it was about 10 p.m. And then once we got to the European side of things, that's when we actually fast forwarded to about noon. So I would say personally, I am tired, but it's less than I'm like not as jet lagged, since we kind of like went to sleep at 10 and then woke up at daytime. I know for a fact going back in time is going to probably be what does us in. But overall, I feel like moving forward at an accelerated rate definitely helps. And I think other than that, it's just been like the being tired from the exhaustion of like running around and traveling and whatnot. Because when we got here in Oslo, we immediately had to get our eSIMs and then get together our public transport, how that whole thing is going to work. And then from there, get to the location quick enough. Personally, when I was in London, when I traveled to London some time ago, I was pretty much able to get acquainted with it quickly. So we were definitely able to put our heads together and be able to figure out where the heck we needed to go at a quick rate. So then we had to acquire our key from a place down the street. And from there, we got to our Airbnb location and then figured out how to get into it, which the instructions that the host gave us felt more convoluted than they actually were. Once we actually put it into practice, it was like, oh, that's fine. There's one key for, one key for the gate, one key for the apartment door, and then one key for the for actual stay. So, but other than that, I think we're going to just freshen up a little bit and start exploring. There are some places that are nearby that I really wanted to go to that are food related. So those are going to be some cool things. They're very much Oslo, very much Norwegian staples. So things that you absolutely have to try when you're here. So we'll be going on that adventure in a moment. Also, if it seems like I am low energy, that is a fact. It's just, trying to accommodate, making sure that like my volume isn't too high, because there are people who live above and below us. So I just want to make sure that I'm being courteous to that. And then of course, I don't think I've had a full 8 hours of sleep like I'm supposed to yet. So that's where all of my more subdued tone is coming from. But I'm sure once we get out of the house and once we, roam around and look at more things, we'll have a lot of fun. Okay, so we are currently on our way to finding some hot dogs. And those hot dogs are pretty Norwegian delicacy. The way that they're made, it's like a hot dog inside of a tortilla, inside of a bun. It's just a hodgepodge of stuff. So it should be a 10-minute walk and we'll have a lot of things that we see on the way there. Baby, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, you showing me your tail?
I've been feeling fine. It's not easy to say what's on my mind. I've been losing track of time. Mind for days, can't stop, won't stop, vision like a haze, beating up with a shame, out of loss of words what to say, so just gotta pick up the pace, only one in the race, well, gotta save face, gotta stop the chase, confidence is place, ignorance my taste, no, nah, I'm getting sick of being average, can't be a bare minimum, it's tragic, yeah, I gotta make my family live lavish, so when I work, I'm a savage, what do I do when shit get ugly, I don't wanna save these thoughts, just trust me, that'll be fine when I make more money, that'll be fine if nobody, I've been feeling fine, it's easier to say that I'm alright, but lately I've been looking for a sign.
All right, so as you can see, or as you saw a second ago, we got rained on, and yeah, Oslo / Norway does not play. It was out of nowhere, started out with a sprinkle, went even higher than that, and yeah, we toughed it out for sure. I think I was just more concerned about my devices glitching out, but all my devices are fine. We are back at the Airbnb. We stopped by a convenience store. I need to pick up some toothpaste, toothbrush, and then we also got a little bit of snacks to snack on here and there. The time is now, let's see, the time is now 9:03, and as you can see, it is beautifully bright outside. One of the things about this high up at this time of the year is that it gets dark much later, and I also don't even know if it gets like that dark. So obviously we are higher up on the hemisphere than perhaps usual. So it's just gonna be like this until maybe about 10, 11. Of course, for us, we want to make sure that we don't crash out on jet lag. So we're probably going to get cozy and try to get to bed at a good time, so that way we can wake up at a good time and start our adventures. But yeah, it is very bright out, and I almost felt not like FOMO, but like everybody was out. A lot of like bars and clubs were open, and it's just like a lot of life going on. This area is kind of like a hipster, trendy nightlife area, so it's not really too surprising that there's a lot of people who are out and about. But yeah, I will say tomorrow it is supposed to have like an 80% chance of rain, which means it's going to be almost guaranteed. Although when we were in the waffle shop, the guy was like, yeah, the weather here is completely unpredictable, so it could do it whatever it wants. So one thing we definitely need to make sure to do is be prepared when we are walking out of that door. But I brought a rain jacket, we got umbrellas, so I think we're way too confident in, at least I was way too confident in whether or not it was going to be rainy, because when I looked at the weather, it didn't say it was supposed to rain, but I have been fooled, so we'll just be more prepared next time.
And he's like, that's very rich and like full body. You got this. I'm gonna take a sip of it for sure. It's their own brand.
Oh, nice.
Which is cool. So they come out with their own brew coffee and their own manufactured coffee. That's a big deal.
Found his natural habitat.
Nerds. Oh.
Alright, so it is currently very rainy out today. If I had planned it a little bit better, we probably would have done a museum today, because I think this is the day out of the week that it's pretty much guaranteed to rain the entire day. Tomorrow should be a little bit more sunshiny, but pretty much everyone said that rain and weather is unpredictable here in Oslo, here in Norway. So it's just a good thing that we have our umbrellas and our rain jackets for the elements. But other than that, we've just made it to the, I want to say Vigeland sculpture park. And rain be damned, it's not gonna stop us from seeing some stuff. But of course, we're not the only ones here. It looks like a lot of other tourist groups and things are out and about. So we're gonna go look at some very cool sculptures. It's giving Narnia. we should be fine to walk off. That's one of my favorites. I think he's fighting them all. This one is very interesting. It's like he's trying to fight off these babies. Oh wow, lots of meals. If I spend all my days searching for gold, I will be running out of time to see all your beauty and me. Oh my.
Because she'd always been chilling the night. She went to show the other young geese, but they just laughed at her. This made her very unhappy. And she went into a patch of tall weeds and cried.
It only has like 3 moves. I think so far it has been unrelenting in its reign, but I don't think that's been the end of the world. We just have a lot of sights and things that we've been seeing. It's been a little hard for me to get my camera out, mostly because it's been raining all day, so I haven't gotten as much. I would probably have gotten more with my phone, if anything, but that's okay. Tomorrow and the rest of the week it should be less rainy, but overall we're making it. All these fuzzies. So all these fuzzies. Okay, so it is now Wednesday? Yeah, I know. All the days start to run together. But today it is way contrasting from yesterday, mostly because it's like sunny and beautiful out, and I decided that I won't wear my sweater. So we are headed to the National Museum of Oslo to look at some art. But other than that, like I said, it is an absolute beautiful day, very spring-like. So we're gonna get started. And I also just realized that today is going to be a perfect day to go look at the Oslo Opera House, to see this like really cool incline, because you can pretty much walk to the very top of the building on there. You just found out about your pocket? Yeah. You got a little kangaroo pocket. Yep. It's such a beautiful day. I could do this weather.
I can't.
You can't? Why? Yeah, and I offered you my sunglasses, sir. They got Thai cuisine, chicken and fries, lots of good stuff. How many carbs? With carbs?
With carbos.
With carbos. Did the food truck we go to even have a name?
Not really.
Oh no, it was. It did. It was Fried Chicken Express. So if you're in Oslo, try out Fried Chicken Express. Is that from here? I love that thing. It's so funny. I was just about to say, it kind of like reminds me of Severance. What'd you say? I just made art. Wow. I just want to jump in them. This is very liminal. It reminds me of a room or a floor you would find in Severance. It's a very peaceful space too. What did it say? It said explore your own narcissism because they're mirrors. So if you're playing with the mirrored ball, then you just care about yourself. So we just finished in the National Museum. We got to see a version of the Scream, and we also got to see some very thought-provoking Gothic art. So right now we are gonna go get some coffee and walk over to the Opera House where we can walk up on the roof and see even more sights. But right now we're seeing the coast and it is beautiful.
Maybe it's crazy I love you. Maybe it's crazy I do. Maybe it is, but I'll live with it. If it means I'll have you. If we could be together, I'm set shit. Every song about you on my set list. All of my friends wanna hear about us. All of your friends wanna hear about us. So let's roll with the punches that come with a thing called trust. We don't gotta rule out commitment. I want you differently. I think this is love. Yeah.
All right, so right now we're walking up the Oslo Opera House, and you pretty much have this very steady incline all the way to the top of the building, and then you can look out at the fjord and just see all the sights and views.
Crazy for trying, crazy for you.
Hey everyone, I am currently back and I'm speaking to you from my new home. This trip has been an amazing journey. Definitely a more relaxing trip than I've taken, more relaxing than the cons or the theme parks. If you've been here a while, you probably noticed that this is not much of like an artsy video. When you go on vacation, when you go and rest and relax, that is also adding to your creativity. I just want to show and share, you know, all my little journeys here and there, which I do love to do, and if I could do it more often, I probably would. But overall, if you are here and you've liked it so far, please consider liking this video and also subscribing to the channel. Once again, I promise there's definitely more artistic content and just creation content in general. But hopefully if you've been following me this long, you enjoy the things that I create both in drawing form and video form. In the next few videos, once again, kind of highlighting some things that have been going on. Might even do a brief video talking a little bit about my wedding. But like I mentioned before, I have moved into a new home and there's going to be some very fun studio content coming up. So when we moved in, we had 3 bedrooms, and of course one of those rooms is my very own. So I will finally be able to have a studio that doesn't also double as my bed, as my bedroom. So I'm really excited. I've, of course, like many of you, probably consumed the design my studio with me content, and so I'm really hoping that that is what I'll be able to do. So I'll be going through the creation of like my office, my desk, my just all around designing my creativity space. So that's gonna be really fun, and I hope that that's something you look forward to. Thank you so much for watching so far. I hope that you are enjoying. Okay, don't lock the door. You're looking straight at the camera. Now I gotta do it over. No, because now you're leaving without me.
I'm gonna go back. Where's that? Is it recording?
Yes.
Okay, you just gotta edit it.
That's how it's done.
Flying in my face.
So, as you can probably hear, this is like a really nice rushing water, rushing brook. Beautiful space. It's kind of crazy, all the in nature that is right up beside graffiti walls and industrial areas. But right now we're headed to a food hall. Apparently today is a holiday, which may mean some things are closed. So we're about to find out. Great thing is that food is universal. that's probably just what it's called. Oh wow. It's cute.
Not for $22, it's cute.
Oh my. That's beautiful. You always do that. It smells good. Look at that guy. Oh, the sunset. That's the time of day.
Oh yeah.
Undershirt, sleeping clothes,
Long Johns.
long johns.
And a carpenter's workshop for customized sledging provision boxes.
I know. So we're about to go into the Norsk Folkemuseum, which has the largest collection in Norway of old-time buildings. So these are buildings that they literally relocated to this location. So it gives you a really cool glimpse of like what the kind of old country of Norway was like in some of these other regions. It's kind of funny, when we drove past it on the bus, I was like, oh my gosh, it kind of reminds me of Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, which if you know, you know, but in some, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg is based off of the European country. So each section of the park is basically modeled after a country in Europe. But obviously it's only a fraction of what you would really find, you know, in the theme park. This is the real deal, so. That's not even at Busch Gardens. Good morning. Well, afternoon. It is 1 p.m. and we definitely slept in late. It was like waking up in the middle of the night just to go right back to sleep. Only it was not night, it was morning. Anyway, last night was really amazing. It was my friend's wedding that I got to be a part of. But other than that, today is our last full day in Oslo. And it's bittersweet, but we do have some things lined up, kind of going around, finishing up, doing some stuff that we found interesting. And our evening should wrap up with a sauna experience. So that's gonna be really cool. The sauna is like a mixture. It's like a music venue, sauna plus food and bar and stuff. So I feel like it's pretty much everything in one. So we'll definitely be documenting some of those things. But right now, we're gonna go swing by this museum because they had some really good souvenirs that I wanted to take home for some people. And yeah, we'll kind of voyage on and just try to get as much of Oslo as we can left before we head back. See you there.
That's right. That's right. Kahit nasaan ka man, malayo o malapit man, ang pag-ibig mo'y iyong laban. Ikaw pangarap ko sa tuwina.
Every minute slipping by, even when I close my eyes, ruthless.
Currently making our way to where Scream was inspired, in the sculpture park, and it's more of a hike than I anticipated personally, but the payoff will be much success. I guess that's the good thing about hiking up, because then when we go down, or we come back, we're going down.
While the waves fell asleep, what I should have let go. Thought I lost my way, but now I am sure. If I spend all my days searching for
All of these people are currently at a Pokemon stop playing Pokemon Go or like maybe a raid, and I'm not even gonna lie, I have not seen this many people in crowds for this game in such a long time. Hey everybody, I'm here, voiceover Shae, to talk to you about the very last experience we had while in Oslo. So the reason why I don't have very much footage from this is mostly because in the sauna area, understandably, you are not allowed to have cameras, you're not allowed to have your phones. Once again, like I said, pretty understandable. I just didn't want to be the American who disobeyed the rules. But anyway, and also too, it was not like a nude sauna or spa or anything. You were required to have a swimsuit. But overall, we arrived there and the look of the area is like really cool. It's very music festival vibes, and I think that's on purpose because they actually have a music venue there. So it is really a multi-purpose spot. Not only is it a sauna, but there's also a music venue, event space, and also bar and eatery. So it is like everything that you need for a good time all in one place. So that was pretty cool. So we get there, and like I mentioned, I did have to get my swimsuit. I got a swimsuit, we got sandals, and then we of course went into the separate locker rooms to get changed. And there are 3 saunas. The one that is mostly pictured, that's like the biggest sauna. So that is the space where most people congregate. It's the coolest of the rooms. Of course, all saunas are going to be pretty like heated, especially with them being wood. But it was the area where most people could, yap and chill and stuff. Inside of the lobby of that one, there's actually a bar. So that was kind of cool, and we were able to bring our drinks into there. So that very first one, I got a cider. We walked into the large sauna and we just chillaxed. And the cool thing is that big window, you actually can see out on the fjord, on the waterfront. And yeah, it's like a really nice view, and they're stair steps, so everybody has the same view. And then we went into some of the smaller saunas after that, which all had increasing heat levels. So definitely, it's definitely a dry heat, which I like. I thought that they were nice, but I will say the most extreme heat, I was definitely getting to me. So the funny thing about Norwegian sauna culture is that you've got the sauna and you're usually combining that with a cold plunge. And it was described to us as refreshing, which is very funny. I would say refreshing to the max for sure. It was very interesting. The buckets, there were different types of buckets. We did not go into like the open ones because some people had been like kind of going into there without showering. So I was like, I don't really want to go in those. So we went into the solo buckets. Now, these wood barrels are very, very dark. It's dark water, even though it's literally just the size of a person. So I'm not gonna lie, for me, who has like kind of like a phobia of like dark water and open water, it was not easy for me to get into there. I don't know. I was just kind of like, squirmed out because I was like, oh my God, that it's kind of weird to go into the dark water. Anyway, but like I said, it was a cold plunge. And so I took held my breath. I, had guts to go ahead and dive into that barrel of cold, very cold water. And oh my goodness, that was the most wild experience in terms of temperature. I was just like, my body thankfully didn't go into shock. I don't think it would, but I definitely had an interesting time with it. I just braced myself. And I think the great thing about the cold plunge is that when you do it, obviously your body is first in shock, but your body is like, obviously like, we need to adjust. So honestly, it was like maybe 5 to 10 seconds of intense cold, and then your body just gets used to it. Now, my beau, on the other hand, he did not have the same experience. He definitely was pretty shocked to the core, and yeah, I don't think that was like the thing he would always like to do, but it was just, both of our responses were so funny because we just were like shrieking and we were just absolutely frozen. But it was fun, and I did not do another cold plunge, but I did do the cold shower between saunas. So that was really the main example. Other than that, it was a lot of fun. We did the saunas a few more times, and then we were pretty much done, nice and relaxed. And then we got dry, got into the locker rooms, changed back into our normal clothes, and went to the food area. So we sat and we ate, and we also really had to get back to our room so we could start packing, so we can head out. But other than that, the food was good, vibes are nice, very like electro, a lot of dance music playing, and definitely would go back, obviously. I just think it's so cool that all of those different festivities are all in one place. And yeah, this is a really good business move, marketing move to have, you know, food there. Because trust me, like after you do the saunas, you're ready for some grub for sure. And we got that, and it was really yummy, and it was a really great way to cap off our time in Oslo.